This is what's going wrong with Eddie Howe's Newcastle. If you want to progress the ball out in a controlled way, then doing it without Tino Livramento's surging runs to take presses away and without Lewis Hall's ability in tight areas is considerably harder to do. And this isn't me digging out Dan Burn or Kieran Trippier, by the way. I think they're doing their best in the circumstances, but they are very different players to Hall and Livramento. And I'll show you an example here of why that matters, right? Because if you are pressing Newcastle and you want to unsettle them, you know that Kieran Trippier is not going to fly past you, beat you in a 1v1, and you know Dan Burn is not going to break your lines of pressure with either a really nice pass or just dribbling through you. So Newcastle will try and avoid giving them both the ball in really difficult moments, and thus are now entirely reliant on either Tonali or Bruno getting the ball centrally and progressing it through the middle. And as a result, we're seeing those two get robbed of the ball in the middle of the pitch a lot more than we're used to, because the opposition know that Newcastle's options are limited and are there waiting for them. Like, this is from the Brentford game, right? They've dragged everybody over to this side, they work it out into the middle, and if Tino Livramento is playing in this game, you look at this still image and tell me where you think he would be stood at this exact moment. I guarantee you he's about here somewhere, not out of shot. Bruno even looks over there as soon as he gets it and just nothing, no option down that side when they got forward this quickly. And Murphy, he's had to make the run centrally because they used Voltemada to get the ball up the pitch. And likewise, there is the other side of this problem. Botman does not really want to give this to Burn under pressure because that's not the sort of player he is, so fair enough. And they move it back into the middle, which is exactly what Brentford want them to do. Again, you look at Tonali's options here, and I'd say if Livramento was on the pitch, he would be stood here. If Lewis Hall had been on the pitch, Botman would have probably given it to him in the first place, but they have no way of getting out of the press wide, so he has to play a blind pass centrally in the hope that Voltemada will just get it. Which obviously he doesn't, because Brentford dive all over that, and suddenly they are 4v4 on the edge of the box. But if you rank all their league games this season by the amount of the ball they've had, they've only won 1 of their 5 highest possession games. Which means just not a great possession team. Like, the Hall and Livramento injuries, yes, they play a part in that. They've only started, I think, 1 game together all season, and that was the game where we rested Bruno. So we've literally never seen a full-strength Newcastle this season, and when we come back, things will be better, but I don't necessarily know if they'll be fixed.